Hey, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do something different. Normally I try to do like Amazon tutorials and stuff with Amazon. This is kind of related. I want to talk to you guys about how to live a life of abundance and how to like generally just be a happy person. So what kind of got me wanting to make this video, because I've been thinking a lot lately. So like my whole life I was always put down. Most of my family just always treated me like crap. I can just give you stories upon stories about stuff I endured. I was always left out of everything. I was always put down, and I always like questioned my self-worth, and it was just something that just lived with me forever. Okay, so about a year ago I went through the hardest breakup of my life. I'm talking, I was a mess. I cried myself to sleep for 4 months. Oh, it was terrible. And just finally I kind of thought about it. I wrote a little stupid ebook just from Amazon Kindle, just for like therapy, just to put my thoughts out there, because I don't have a local support system. I do have some relatives that live out of town that I talk to every day, like chat, but I was in 2 relationships that spanned 15 years. And I allowed them to put me on lockdown. I was married to my ex-wife. I think our relationship from dating to divorce was about 12 years when I filed for divorce. In that 12 years, I went out with friends once in 12 years. She was at work, and I went to my closest friend's house and for the Super Bowl. I think it was like 2014. That's how long ago this was. And she got pissed. I'm talking, she was pissed. And I just let her beat me down and like make me just not even want to hang out with nobody. So I'm talking like 10 years I was with her that I didn't go out with anybody that she wasn't there with, which was her family. Those are the only people I was allowed to socialize for like 10 years. All right. So then, I started seeing this other girl, and again, I went out once in the 2 years we were together. She conjured up some story about, she was a bus driver, about how some special needs kid just coincidentally groped her and sexually assaulted her on her bus route. And coincidentally, it was the day I was supposed to go out with some coworkers. And that was the only time I went out with anybody. She was yelling and cursing at me till like 3 in the morning. Oh, it was bad. So in 15 years, I went out with people twice. So for the last, I did see someone for a few months. She went crazy. She kind of got crazy, and I broke up with her before I let the drama get as bad as with my exes. So I've been living with just me and my 2 boys since August, so 13 months of just being my 2 boys. So toward the end of last year in 2018, I wrote my stupid little therapy book, and I was just like, you know what? I've got to make some changes. How do I quit being depressed? How do I get over being depressed? And the truth is I realized you create your own happiness. I always thought, like many people thought, oh, I need to be in a relationship. I need to be in love with somebody. Someone needs to love me to be happy. No, you don't need nobody. You create your own happiness. I've never been happier my whole life. I haven't had an adult conversation in 2 months. I mean, my local family, they don't even answer the phone half the time when I try to call. I reached out to a relative. Took my kids to the zoo out of town. I made plans with a relative. He ghosted me. There was this girl I kind of had a little crush on, and she was playing games, and all this stuff like was depressing me for about a month or so. And I was like, I've got to do something different. So normally I work 5-6 days a week, 10-12 hours, because I'm like really trying to pump in my Amazon business for Christmas season. I'm trying to make as much money as I can because I got goals. Because I want to buy a house in 2 years when I'm eligible, because I'll have 3 years tax return. I want to take my kids to Disney World next year. I've got serious goals. So I'm putting in as much work as I can to reach these goals. So anyways, like I was like, man, this person doesn't want me. This person doesn't want me. I reached out to some friends. Either they ghosted me or or well, some people that I used to be friends with, or I was friends with at one time, or I worked with them, and but right now I would say I don't even have like a friend, which whatever. I don't need nobody to be happy. Just handle my business. So I sat down and I really thought for about all day yesterday, and I was like, you know what? I've been kind of out of sorts the past month or so. This happened, that happened, and and it's disappointing that you put yourself out there. You're trying to build relationships with people that you've been family with or you've been cool with. And it's disheartening. But the truth is I know that I'm an amazing person. My kids are fucking like super amazing. There's not even a word to describe how amazing my kids are. And if these motherfuckers don't want to be in my life, or if you're going through it, they don't want to be in your life, to hell with them, because they're the ones missing out. Because I have value. My kids damn sure have value. And if other people don't see that value, they're too selfish, then let them just go do their lives. Like a couple of weeks ago, my ex-wife was trying to create drama, and she's like, oh, I'm so happy with the guy I was cheating on you with. Like, dude, you work at Walmart. You've been there for 15 years. You make $13 an hour. You didn't pay your bills after we split up. I paid my bills and I kept my credit good. I took steps to protect myself. Your credit's like 400 something. I get letters all the time from companies trying to sue her to get their money back. She didn't pay her bills. You're not happy. You're pretending to be happy. You're trying to throw it in my face to try to make me feel jealous. But you know what? This summer I took my kids to San Antonio for a week. We went to Arizona for a week. We went to San Diego for 3 or 4 days. We have season passes at Knott's Berry Farm, SeaWorld, the San Diego Zoo. We go hiking. We go to the beach. Any chance we get. We're going to a concert this weekend. I just drove to Frisco 2 weeks ago, and I went and saw Smashing Pumpkins. I do what I want when I want. And it's because I don't let no drama come in. If people don't see my value, then to hell with them. I don't need that. And the point I'm trying to make is I create my own happiness. I dwelled on people that aren't worth my time. They might think, oh, it's just done. It's whatever. No, you're the one that's just living that boring life, going home, working your 9 to 5. I pick and choose my hours. I work when I want. I go on vacation when I want. I take care of my kids. My kids have never been happier. My kids have everything they want. Well, except for video games, because we don't stay home. We got a whole world to see, and you can't see the world in front of the TV. So my kids got everything they could possibly ever want. And it's because I don't let no drama. I don't let nobody control my moods. I failed myself, and I let people control my mood for about a month. And my kids deserve better than letting me let other people control my mood. So I know I'm kind of rambling. This might just be a pointless video for some people, but I just want to motivate people. I know there's a lot of people out there that have been hurt. I know people that I care about have been hurt. I got some friends out of town that have just been horribly abused in past relationships, and I just really want to motivate people and tell people the truth that you have value, and you need to see the value in yourself. If other people don't see value in you, then to hell with them. They're missing out, because if you handle your business, you take care of your kids, you pay your bills, then there's nothing wrong with you. They are the problem. So hopefully you guys take some value in that. Sorry, I'm just feeling really inspired today because I was just letting other people control my mood. Something I promised myself I wouldn't do about a year ago, and I've never been happier than whenever I had that light bulb went off in my head, where I realized that I do have value, and that I'm going to live a life of abundance, even if it's despite them. Whenever I get my big house, because that's my goal. I want to buy a big ass house, and I want my kids to be in a secure home. I want to put my kids through college. I want my ex to pull up to my house and be like, fuck, I'm living in this little dinky 2-bedroom apartment in a shitty neighborhood, and this motherfucker did this without me. That's kind of petty, I'll give you that. But you know what? It'll bring a smile to my face. When I got it's a used car. She didn't know it was a used car. But I had a Corolla and I needed an SUV for my Amazon. And I got so much pleasure out of seeing the look on her face when she pulled up to my apartment, seeing that I had a new car. She didn't know it was a 2014. She didn't know it was used. She just knew I had a new ride. And I laughed my ass off because she's in that 2001 Ford Focus I paid off like 15 years ago. And she has no way of getting a new car when that one craps out. And, you know, she could tell me she's happy, but look at me and the kids. We're living the life. You know, I've been wanting to start my own business. Oh my God, I wrote papers about it when I was in college, about how I wanted to open my own business. And she wouldn't let me. She held me down. I create my own life. You have the power to create your own life. And, you know, I've never made more money. I've never been on so many trips. I've never had a bigger smile on my face. And it's all because I decided to make it happen. And I don't need anybody. I don't need any support. You know, I can even use these people that treat me like shit as motivation just to do better. Just to show them, while they're working their stupid little 9-to-5 jobs, I'm taking my kids on vacations and shit. And you can do it too. Just stay motivated and just realize you control your own happiness. Nobody is in charge of your happiness but you. So if you have some stories, you have some questions, you want to know how I stay so happy all the time, just drop me a message. If you guys can like and subscribe, hopefully you got some value out of this video. Keep it going. Stay happy, guys. Thank you.